I've started to do a little bit of blacksmithing. I've made a few things here and there, but really just learning about the process. So I wanted to ask you guys about this anvil. You could help me out with the history and maybe the age of this thing. I'm very interested in the history and the evolution of tools like this, and I like the antiques and the old iron and things like that. So I was hoping we could talk about this for a few minutes today, and maybe you guys would have some insight into the history of this, maybe what brand it is or where it was made or when. It doesn't have any branding markings on it that I could find. I thought maybe it was a Peter Wright. It has that profile and the clamping steps on the feet, but no other markings than what looks like a hundredweight of 300. So if a hundredweight is 112 pounds, then this would be 336 pounds, if I'm thinking about that right. A few people have said maybe it's a Hay Budden. I guess Hay Budden didn't label all of their anvils that they made either. It's flat bottom, solid, 2 handling holes, maybe 3 if you count the low one in the front. It's a nice hard top, 1.5 inch hardy hole, 5/8 pritchett hole. Do any of you blacksmithing historians or collectors know? I want to make a metal box style stand for this as well, kind of in the image of the old English cast iron bases. Here's another question. Does anybody know why the cast iron bases were hardly ever used in the US? Did they crack? Were they just too expensive to make and transport? I just feel like they look really cool, and I'm thinking to make one out of wrought iron. So I'm interested in your ideas and input on these questions, and maybe any other comments you have about it. I'd like to find out some of the history behind these old tools and machines. I think having some framework as far as how old it is and who made it and kind of what it was used for is part of the fun of using it now.